All right, so I want to cover the glute bridge march because of its unique ability to work on hip stability. And without a few cues, this can go very wrong in that you're just not going to feel the whole point of this exercise, which is getting your glutes to engage and stabilize separately. And if you ever so slightly dip, what happens is the glutes stop engaging and you end up actually sort of kinking your spine, ending up feeling it in the front of your hips, and it all just feels like, what's the point of this exercise? So I want to show you how I cue this in order to definitely feel it every time. With a normal glute bridge, you're going up with your knees, hips, and shoulders in line, tucking your hips under so you don't want that dip going on, because then you're definitely just going to feel your back and the front of your hips trying to keep you up there. So you're tucking hips under, squeezing glutes. You do need good hip extension to get into a glute bridge, so that's surprisingly common to fail that test and actually struggle with that. So if you're like down here and you're feeling uncomfortable, then note it in the comments, because there's so many variations you can do in order to actually feel it in the right place. So as long as you can get into the nice straight line where you're here with your hips, shoulders, and knees in line without any kind of dipping, and you're feeling your glutes already, that's a good sign. You can also think slightly of engaging your core. From here, we're going to brace the core and the glute more while you bring your knee up and back down. As what's happening now is I've ever so slightly dipped, because that's just natural. And I'm just going to squeeze the glutes again. Squeeze. I'm just going to squeeze the glutes again to come back up. So even though you might be dipping with every rep, you're still squeezing before you're lifting up the other leg. So leg comes down, you've dipped a bit, squeeze, then lift the other leg. Because if you're just going to be switching without sort of shifting the hips up, you're just slowly going to lower down and down and down. So you want to just take that moment to squeeze, squeeze, and it keeps you higher up. And you can also slow it down, which is a lot harder. And you'll notice when you're bringing your leg down, you've got to really squeeze your core, and your hip flexors almost kind of engage here to slow down and not end up forcing you down into a dip. So if you do this nice and slowly, you'll actually recognize how much is going on into this tiny, simple movement. You're not just doing a glute bridge with bringing your legs up. You're using so many muscles to stabilize. And without that rejigging of the hips mid-rep, you end up kind of just missing the whole point of the exercise. And this is kind of, I'm not entirely sure what that's doing. However, up here, I can feel absolutely everything. My glutes are on fire, my core is on fire, and even my hip flexors are stabilizing a little bit.